What's the story today?
Yeah. Is it about a brave knight or a clever fox?
Not quite, my dear ones. Today, I have a special story about two friends in a place called Greenwood Glen. It's a tale about learning from mistakes and discovering that we don't always need to be perfect to create something wonderful.
Mistakes. But aren't mistakes bad?
Not at all, Lily. Mistakes are like hidden treasures. They teach us important lessons and help us grow.
Like when I fell off my bike, and then I learned to ride it better?
Exactly, Max. This story will show you how two friends, Benny the bear and Lila the rabbit, faced challenges, made mistakes, and turned them into something magical. Ready to listen?
Yes,
we're
we're ready.
All right. Let's begin the story of the tale of the Perfectly Imperfect Animal Team. Once upon a time, in the heart of the enchanted forest, there was a lively animal village known as Greenwood Glen. This village was home to a diverse group of animals who each had their own unique talents. Every year, the animals looked forward to the Great Forest Festival, a grand event where they showcased their skills in a series of fun and creative competitions. This year, two best friends, Benny the bear and Lila the rabbit, decided to team up for the festival's grand challenge, the Magical Maze Adventure. Benny, known for his strength and creativity, was an aspiring inventor who loved building gadgets from twigs and leaves. Lila, on the other hand, was a gifted storyteller who could enchant anyone with her imaginative tales. Together, they envisioned creating a magical maze filled with interactive puzzles and stories. The maze would come to life with Lila's stories and Benny's clever inventions. They worked tirelessly, with Benny constructing intricate paths and obstacles, and Lila writing delightful tales that would guide participants through the maze. As the festival approached, however, their project began to face problems. The maze, which was supposed to be an exciting adventure, started to fall apart. Some of Benny's gadgets malfunctioned, causing walls to shift unexpectedly, while Lila's stories became tangled, confusing the participants instead of guiding them. The night before the festival, Benny and Lila sat on a large rock, feeling disheartened. "I thought we had everything figured out," Benny said, his voice tinged with frustration. "Now the maze is a mess and I don't know how to fix it." Lila, her ears drooping, sighed. "I don't understand what went wrong. Maybe we're just not cut out for this." Just then, a wise old owl named Oliver, who had been observing their struggles from a nearby tree, flew down to join them. "Hello, Benny and Lila. I see you're having some trouble," Oliver said, his eyes full of concern. "May I offer you some advice?" The two friends looked up, hopeful for some guidance. Oliver continued, "I understand you're disappointed, but remember this: making mistakes is a natural part of learning. Even the most skilled animals face challenges. What's important is how you respond to them." Oliver then shared a story of his own. "Many years ago, I tried to build a nest as grand as the one in the ancient trees. I wanted it to be perfect, but it kept falling apart. I was disheartened, and other animals laughed at me. But I didn't give up. I learned from each mistake, adjusted my approach, and eventually, my nest became one of the most beautiful and sturdy in the forest. My mistakes taught me valuable lessons." Benny and Lila listened intently, their spirits lifting with each word. "So, you're saying we should keep trying?" Lila asked, her eyes brightening. "Exactly," Oliver replied with a warm smile. "Embrace your mistakes as opportunities to learn and grow. Perfection is not the goal. The journey of improvement is what truly matters." Inspired by Oliver's story, Benny and Lila decided to give their project one more try. They worked late into the night, making adjustments and learning from each problem they encountered. Instead of striving for flawless execution, they focused on making their maze functional and enjoyable, understanding that each mistake was a chance to improve. On the day of the Great Forest Festival, Benny and Lila unveiled their magical maze adventure. It wasn't perfect, The walls still wobbled a bit, and some of Lila's stories had minor hiccups, but it was filled with charm and creativity. The participants enjoyed the maze's quirky surprises and engaging tales, and they cheered and laughed throughout the adventure. When the awards were announced, Benny and Lila did not win the grand prize. Instead, they received a special award for Most Creative Effort. The judges praised them for their originality and their perseverance through the challenges. The forest animals applauded, and Benny and Lila felt a deep sense of pride and accomplishment. As they walked home, their special award shining brightly, Lila said, "I'm really glad we didn't give up. We learned so much from this experience." Benny nodded in agreement. "Yes, we did. And I think that's more important than winning any prize. We discovered that mistakes are just steps on the path to improvement." From that day on, Benny and Lila continued to explore their talents with renewed enthusiasm. They embraced their mistakes as valuable lessons and celebrated their progress with joy. Their story became an inspiration to the animals of Greenwood Glen, teaching them that making mistakes was a natural part of learning and growing. And so, in the heart of Greenwood Glen, the animals lived happily, knowing that their journey of learning and growing was just as magical as the festival itself.
Wow, that was fun! I liked how Benny and Lila didn't give up, even when things went wrong.
Yeah, and I loved how they made their maze so creative, even with all the mistakes.
I'm glad you both liked it. So, what did you learn from Benny and Lila's adventure?
I think it's okay to make mistakes. They help us learn, just like Oliver the Owl said.
And it's more important to have fun and try our best, even if we don't win.
Absolutely. Remember, it's not about being perfect. It's about enjoying the journey, learning from our experiences, and growing a little every day.
Thanks for the story, Mom. I liked how Benny and Lila were brave, even when things didn't go as planned.
Me too. Can we hear another story tomorrow?
Of course, my loves. There are always more stories to tell. But for now, it's time for bed. Good night, my little adventurers.
Good night,
Mom.
Mom.